Hey everybody. Welcome to Bad for Good. This is the Busk after Dusk to benefit New Beginnings Next Step. Tammy works down by the mall, sells combos and shower stalls at the Bathrooms R Us outlet store. Big Bill, he don't shop there anymore. Says he got his pipes unclogged. Tammy might have married him. He thought she was much too thin. She thought he was much too fat. Tammy never could get over that. She swore enough is more to love. She keeps electric candles in her window, just like Christmas Eve all year round. She says, you make the silent nights go easy. They won't burn you down. Tammy lived in Buffalo up until 2 years ago, when she moved out to the Sunshine State. She writes home, everything is great. Sends postcard scenes and tangerines. Answering machine she bought doesn't work the way she thought. Mostly it reminds her no one calls. Sometimes it's just her sister from St. Paul. She'll pour a drink, watch it blink. She keeps electric candles in her window, just like Christmas Eve all year round. She says, you make the silent nights go easy, and they won't burn you down. Sometimes she gets so mad at God, she waves a metal curtain rod. The storm clouds gathering above. She says, I got a better chance of being struck by lightning than of ever finding someone to love. She keeps electric candles in her window, just like Christmas Eve all year round. She says, you make the silent nights go easy. They won't burn you down. Don't let them burn you down. Hi, Joanne, and hi, Heidi. How you doing? So I got an email yesterday telling me it was Heidi's birthday tonight. Happy birthday, my friend. There's a old song of the season of mine. Hey, Davo. garlands of seaweed are strung on the beach. The gray skies are starting to snow on the reach. And like an archangel with white feathered wings, a lone seagull calls out, it's Christmas morning. The hermit crabs belly up to the sandbar to see the fish shaped like a Bethlehem star. Seagulls think each Christmas party is swell if you can get someone out of his shell. It's Christmas for seagulls, they're celebrating the birth of a regal, the work of a king. Put on the breakers, stabled across the waters to save us from sin's albatross. It's Christmas for seagulls. Long before most humans wake from their nap, a beachcomber clad in a red woolen cap opens a bag for the fine feathered friends, and laughing out loud casts his bread to the wind. It's Christmas for seagulls, celebrating the work of a regal, the birth of a king. I put on the breakers, stabled across the waters to save us from sin's albatross. It's Christmas for seagulls. Garlands of seaweed are strung on the beach. The gray skies are starting to snow on the reach. And like an archangel with white feathered wings, a lone seagull calls out, it's Christmas morning. So this is a special Busk After Dusk, and rather than asking for any donations to go into my little PayPal deal, I have put up what they call a QR code on your screen. And if you have one of them smartphones and you scan that code, it'll take you to the PayPal page for New Beginnings Next Step, which is a nonprofit. I'm the executive director of New Beginnings Next Step, and we work to fight recidivism here in the state of Delaware by building relational connections to guys while they're in prison. So we run peer support group inside currently 2 prisons, but in 24 we have been asked to go into a third prison downstate in Georgetown. And we get together once a week, and we, over the course of sometimes weeks, months, and years, we get to know each other on very deep levels and kind of build a sense of community and trust that guys then can count on when they come home. When they come home from prison, they get to attend the weekly meetings. It's called a Next Step meeting when you get home. We run them on Saturday afternoons here in Wilmington, Delaware. And it seems to make a difference as far as building the kind of resilience that you're going to need if you're going to change your life. And I attended last night. I attended a very special evening at Jamie's House of Music. I was part of the evening. We had music and film and discussion regarding the challenges the combat veterans face when they come home. And they've gone through so much, and they have so much to process, and they don't have the tools to do that necessarily, because society, the military, our culture basically doesn't really acknowledge that we need those tools. So anyway, I got to sing several songs at Jamie's in before they introduced a new documentary called The Journey Home, and this powerful film kind of followed combat vets and what they went through, thinking that there was something wrong with them, and not feeling confident enough to share that information with anybody, even their closest loved ones. And so kind of being in this prison, in this hell of thinking they were losing their minds and not having a way to work your way out of it. And the film showed that the way out of it is to connect with people, is to connect with community and to talk and kind of get stuff out of you. In the Gospel of Thomas, it quotes Jesus as saying, that which you bring forth from within you can save you, but that which you fail to bring forth can destroy you. And I've seen this, in real life, because the guys that are willing to go into that dark place and wrestle with that stuff and wrestle with it openly and to speak about it, that darkness loses its power over them. And those of us who don't have the courage or haven't been shown how to do that, we kind of remain trapped by it. So this is a new song, and I think it speaks to the work we do, because we're not really there to fix or change or heal anybody. We're just there to kind of allow them to see what Greg Boyle calls their own unshakable goodness. Because once they get a real sense of that, things can start to change. And my friend Jerry's here with us tonight, and Dan, hey Kathy, Tony's here, Frank, thanks for joining us. I have not come to save you, for when I look at you, I do not see a damsel in distress. I have not come to change you, your desperado soul. As perfect as it is, though I confess, you say I'm a sight for sore eyes. I think you and me are both half blind. You can't see the beauty that's inside you, and I can't see quitting on a friend of mine. I have not come to heal you. You don't need to be cured. The scars we bear are holier than shrines. If tears can teach our eyes to see with tenderness the wounds that we've been tempted to despise. You say I'm a sight for sore eyes, but I think you and me are both half blind. You can't see the beauty that's inside you, and I can't see quitting on a friend of mine. Maybe love ain't nothing but a mirror, one that shows you who you really are. Maybe mine can show you someone you have been a stranger to so far. I have not come to fix you, for I know deep inside you're not and never have been powerless. But I will share the darkness that you are walking through until you find the light that you possess. You say I'm a sight for sore eyes, but I think you and me are both half blind. You can't see the beauty that's inside you, and I can't see quitting on a friend of mine. I ain't quitting on a friend of mine. So that the money that we raise for new beginnings goes to some reentry assistance that we try to provide guys during the first year when they come home from prison. And it's not a bunch, you know, but what we can do, we do. So for the first year, each week guys attend, they get a bus pass for the week. And they get a $25 gift card for the local grocery store. And like I said, it's not a bunch, but we know that every little bit helps when you're struggling to make ends meet. But the real, I think the real value of the group is the community and what the guys give to each other, which is, you know, support and understanding and encouragement and a lot of real good information, you know, real hard-earned wisdom. So each year I try to learn or relearn a Christmas carol, and I'm going to do you the one I've been messing around with this year. And what I never knew about this song was that it was originally adopted and written as an abolition anthem. So it was sung by the folks who were trying to get slavery abolished. And there are verses to the song that I had never heard before. And I'll include some of those lines here tonight. Oh, holy night, the stars brightly shining. It is the night of the dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he appeared and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees, oh, hear the angel voices, oh, night divine, oh, night when Christ was born, oh, night divine, oh, night when Christ was born. Truly he taught us to love one another. His law is love, and his gospel is peace. Chains shall he break, for the slave is our brother, and in his name all oppression shall cease. Sweet hymns of joy in grateful chorus raise we, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees, oh, hear the angel voice says, in oh, night divine, oh, night when Christ was born, no night, holy night, oh, night divine. So I hadn't done that song in a long time. Actually, I have kind of a history with that song, because when I was in St. Madeline's in the elementary school, that was the song that we had to sing to audition for the Archdiocesan Boys Choir. And I didn't get picked. And my younger brother Mike did. He was the one with the really golden pipes in the family. So I kind of shied away from that song for a lot of years. This next song is one that I wrote after I got to attend a very special Christmas concert at the Howard R. Young Correctional Institution. Some of our New Beginnings guys were in the chapel choir. And they invited both me and my friend Reggie Harris to attend the Christmas presentation. And it was one of the most joyful, powerful musical experiences of my life. There were all various levels of talent up on the altar singing. I mean, some guys were flat out blow you away brilliant, and some guys were kind of a bit rough as far as, nailing those notes. But the spirit was palpable. And as I watched those men sing, I forgot that they were in prison. But what was more amazing to me is that they forgot that they were in prison. And this song kind of started to occur to me on the way home. Christmas concert, the choir sang selections from a paperback hymnal stamped Department of Corrections. Unlike those who once kept it real unto certain poor shepherds, the heralds of great joy this night all had criminal records. They sang about a God child born in poverty, to shine a light in darkness and to set the captives free. They sang, freedom, brothers, freedom, joy, brothers, joy. Most were small-time hustlers and gangster wannabes, hostages to hopelessness, despair's own refugees. Most had sung these songs before when they were very young, before the wounds that drove them to the crack pipe or the gun. They sang about a God child born in poverty, to shine a light in darkness and to set the captives free. Choir's robes were purple, worn over prison whites, down in the prison chapel where they busted Silent Night. And Lord, come all ye faithful, and then rock the first Noel, climbing hands for Jesus, kicking out the gates of hell. Concrete, cold, fluorescent light meets stale recycled air, and ink and flexed bravado mask the recycled despair. And spirit dies in bondage just a little more each day. These men stood tall and proud as if their chains had slipped away. They sang about a God child born in poverty, to shine a light in darkness and to set the captives free. They sang, freedom, brothers, freedom, joy, brothers, joy. Robes were purple, worn over prison white, down in the prison chapel where they busted Silent Night. Lord, come all you faithful, and then rock the first Noel. I'm in hell for Jesus, kicking out the gates of hell. Offenders packed the pews while the COs stood against the wall. No jingle bells, no Christmas tree, no decked up freaking halls. Just fierce men with a message they were taken to the house. And with a song for peace, the congregation filed out. They sang about a God-child born in poverty, to shine a light in darkness and to set the captives free. They sang, "Beat up, brothers, beat up. Joy, brothers, joy." In the Christmas concert, the choir sang selections from a paperback hymnals stamped Department of Corrections. Peace, brothers, peace. I hadn't done this next song for quite a few years, up until last night. And like I said, it was an event that was meant to raise awareness about post-traumatic stress for combat vets. There were so many parallels that, you know, my buddy Dan and I recognized between combat vets and guys who have endured lengthy prison sentences. I mean, I guess trauma is trauma, you know, and it can have its way with you, and that's kind of what this song is about. I visited the grave of former Marine Corporal Eric Hall. He's buried in Section 60 at Arlington National Cemetery. Eric was a victim of post-traumatic stress, and a man named Charlie Shaughnessy found Eric's body in a concrete storm drain in Florida 3 weeks after authorities had called off the manhunt. Eric had disappeared. And his mom, when the police stopped looking for her son, she went to the veterans community. And it was the Vietnam vets from all over the country who stepped up. They showed up in Florida, a good many of them on motorcycles. And they spent 3 weeks combing the state, and they found the young man. Too late, unfortunately. But I was asked by my dear friend, Brother David, who knew Eric well, I was asked to tell his story. Charlie found the tip of the iceberg, shielded from the Florida sun, with just like a misfired cartridge, the barrel of a large concrete gun. Charlie laid down his knife and flashlight. He crawled out of the culvert to save this mother's son was wounded in action. Inaction took his life away. Hey, Eric had become agitated, reliving again and again the IED that tore up his body, the bomb that blew away his best friend. Men whose war was 40 years older saddled up when they heard the call. A fellow Marine had gone missing, a former corporal named Eric Hall. Semper Fi, always faithful. Tell me why we lost track. This Marine served his country, then this country turned its back. Authorities had called off the manhunt for the skinny kid with the limp. But Vietnam vets this land gave up on, would not give up searching for him. They found his motorcycle abandoned out where the palm trees and terrain looked just like the Euphrates Valley, right next to a large concrete drain. Semper Fi, always faithful. Tell me why we lost track. This Marine served his country, then this country turned its back. Fought for this land and saluted, same stars and stripes on a pole. The wave goodbye when that fight left him with scars and stripes on his soul. His ashes first went to Indiana, brothers that he never had known showed up from all over this country, making sure that Eric got home. And now he'll rest in Arlington's pastures, but the tale is still left to tell. How many who have fought for their country are living Eric's nightmare as well. 'Cause Charlie found the tip of the iceberg. Semper Fi. Well, I wanted to do this song for my friend Heidi on her birthday. This is another song that I think in some ways kind of represents what we do in our circles, new beginnings in our next step circles. This song is called Kintsugi. It's about an ancient Japanese art form that puts broken pottery back together using gold and silver. So you don't try to disguise the damage, the brokenness. You accept it, and the gold and silver actually accentuates it, but it becomes exquisitely unique and beautiful because it's been broken. As a matter of fact, I think this is a gift that a dear friend, some dear friends gave me, and I don't know if you can see this too well, but this is a New Beginnings Next Step mug that has been broken and put back together in the Kintsugi art form, and I cherish it. As I do the courage of the folks who I witness on a regular basis sharing from their own brokenness in order to help heal somebody else. An art born in Japan around the 15th century uses gold and silver to mend broken pottery, rebinding the shattered pieces so exquisitely. Kintsugi, kintsugi. The tea-bowl of a shogun had been broken and he frowned on ugly metal staples with which his artisans bound the pieces back together so a bold new way was found. Kintsugi, kintsugi. You are beautiful because your heart is broken, because you have the wisdom and that kindness and the grace to be beautiful. Let your heart be open, smile for me and let me kiss the tears upon your face. Like flashing streaks of lightning in a dark and stormy sky, like brilliant streams of lava on a midnight mountainside. The seams that prove our wounds, now we no longer choose to hide. Kintsugi, kintsugi. You are beautiful because your heart is broken, because you have the wisdom and that courage and the grace to be beautiful. Just let your heart be open, smile for me and let me kiss the tears upon your face. Let me see the places where they hurt you, deep and in the marrow of your bones. Touch my scars and know I won't desert you. You're my friend, you are not alone. So fear no lasting damage, fear no violence or decay. From the potter's wheel, love's fingerprints are on this clay. That through our perfect brokenness, we each can find the way. Kintsugi, 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 kintsugi. Kintsugi. So again, this is a special B.A.D for a good cause. Raising a little money. So if you are so inclined and able to make a tax deductible donation to New Beginnings Next Step, I think I have let's see here. I know I made one. There we go. Your tax-deductible donation to New Beginnings Next Step can be made via check at P.O. Box 7211, Wilmington, Delaware, 19803. or you can just scan the QR code up in the corner of your screen, and that'll take you directly on your smartphone to our PayPal page, and you can make a donation there, and it will go to work that I believe is making a difference in some lives. And what's real gratifying about the difference when you see these, and none of the volunteers are taking credit for it. We just get to go along for the ride, and we get to watch, and it's an honor, it's a privilege. But what's especially cool is, you know, when somebody kind of reclaims their own life, the ripples affect other people, you know, their kids, their parents, their spouses, you know, their communities. So, you know, like when one world changes, other worlds change. And I think to the degree that I'm able to keep from getting too down about the way the world goes sometimes, and there's certainly enough, you know, evidence to back up the proposition that things kind of suck these days. But I think the work that I do and the people that I get to know through New Beginnings Next Step have buoyed me and been a sustaining force of hope in my life and optimism in my life. And it really keeps me going. So anyway, I'm going to take that banner down now, but you can also go to our website, newbeginningsnextstep.org, and find out more about us there. So that's not what I wanted to do. There you go. Song of mine. Mickey Malone is 55. Mostly he just keeps alive. But come Christmas time, he knows how to live. He puts a beard and red suit on, and climbs up on the plywood throne, and Santa Claus comes our hometown, and he says, what you want for Christmas? Have you been good this year? Ho, 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 and here we go. And who have we got here? And little children laugh or cry, and one more Christmas Eve goes by, and Santa Claus goes home alone. Santa Claus and Mickey Malone. Mickey's got no family, but he always gets a real nice tree at the SO station, where they put one aside. And down at Danny Dooley's bar, Mickey's treated like a star when he stops by to hoist a few. And he says, what you want for Christmas? Hey, have you been good this year? Ho, 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 and here we go. And who have we got here? And Yuletide barroom buddies by to one more Christmas Eve rolls nigh, and Santa Claus goes home alone. Santa Claus and Mickey Malone. Toy stores close at 6 o'clock, December 24th. That's when Mickey takes a box from off the closet floor, while the other Santa's busy with his reindeer and his sleigh. Mickey folds the red suit, carefully putting it away. And though he claims to others that he's not a praying man, bows his head and mutters words that God might understand. And while the world's partaking of the evening's Christmas cheer, he's anticipating all the fun we'll have next year. He says, what do you want for Christmas? Have you been good this year? Ho, 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 and here we go. And who have we got here? Little children laugh or cry till one more Christmas Eve rolls nigh and Santa Claus goes home alone. Santa Claus and Mickey Malone. Well, last week I got to do my annual benefit for Camp Dreamcatcher. We do a holiday show for this very special therapeutic summer camp for kids dealing with AIDS and HIV. And I've been involved with Dreamcatcher for, I can't remember how many years. It's over. I think it's over 25 now. But it's an absolute joy for a number of reasons. One is I usually get my kids up to sing, which I did. And number two, I get to do some of the Christmas songs, holiday songs that I've written over the years. And there's just no call for them, you know, other than at that show and here tonight. So this song is a true story. And only the caliber of the ammunition has been changed to protect my neighbor. It's a cautionary tale about the perils of, you know, combining alcohol and small caliber weapons, fire, and it's called Christmas Balls. I gotta get new harmonicas for Christmas. See, there's supposed to be a note. Oh well, you just have to imagine it. Santa Claus left Donald's son a new Red Ryder BB gun wrapped up underneath the tree. It was late one Christmas Eve as Donald's wife began to snore. Came and knocked on his front door. It was his best friend Billy Greer, come to share some Christmas cheer. They drank eggnog and lots of wine. They had themselves a Christmas time. When they both got good and tight, Billy had an idea bright. They unwrapped that new BB gun, took turns shooting one by one. The only targets they could see were hanging on the Christmas tree. Balls, balls, Christmas balls, ring the bells and deck the halls. Balls, balls, Christmas balls, Merry Christmas balls. Nothing sounds the Christmas call like firearms and alcohol. They whiled away that silent night, shooting out the Christmas lights. They shot off all the angels' wings, shot off all the golden things, and with every shot they poured, they left shattered on the floor. Balls, balls, Christmas balls, ring the bells and deck the halls. Balls, balls, Christmas balls, Merry Christmas balls. Next morning, Donald's wife came down along with Donald's son, who found his father waking from his nap, BB gun still in his lap. Don handed him the gun and claimed that Santa Claus had checked the aim to see if it was true or not. Redecorating took a lot of balls, balls, Christmas balls, ring the bells and deck the halls. Balls, balls, Christmas balls, Merry Christmas, everybody. Balls, balls, Christmas balls, ring the bells and deck the halls. Balls, balls, Christmas balls, Merry Christmas balls. They don't write them like that anymore. Even I don't write them like that anymore. Well, I'm going to do another one, and thank you guys for hanging out with me. I will, good Lord willing, see you one more time before we roll the calendar into 24. So I'll be back 2 weeks from tonight for a year-end Busk after dusk. I mentioned Brother David earlier. David is the guy who founded New Beginnings. He's a Franciscan friar, although New Beginnings and Next Step are not religious directed or focused. You know, everybody is welcome in the Franciscan tradition to bring their own spirituality, their own spiritual bent or tradition into the circle, and it's welcomed. But every year he sends me a candle at Christmas, and writes a few lines, and I thought I would share the prayer that he sent this year. David writes, December 2023. O God, grant that our light push beyond the limits we impose, breaking through the walls we build, the barriers of our making. For much of our world is held captive in the bondage of shadows, yearning to be set free, released from the prison of its darkness. Amen. So for the season of peace, I'll leave you with a new song of mine called A Simple Song of Peace. A couple nights ago I dreamt I wrote a special song. It wasn't complicated and it wasn't very long. I took my old guitar and went and sang it in the streets. People gathered round to hear a simple song of peace. What started as a tiny crowd would soon become a throng. Everyone who heard me sing began to sing along. Their voices then were lifted up and carried on the breeze, till all across the land was heard a simple song of peace. East and west, from north and south, I heard a single choir. The singing seemed to take away our fear, though times were dire. The news came from around the world that war and violence ceased, as love at last was set free by a simple song of peace. I shook my head, remembering the long and lonely years when every song I wrote would seem to fall upon deaf ears. Yet all those moments of self-doubt that somehow led to these, tears filled my eyes then as I sang that simple song of peace. A child in the crowd came up and tugged upon my sleeve. He said, "You're only dreaming, John, and now it's time to leave." And just before I woke, I whispered to myself, "Oh, please, when you wake, do not forget the simple song of peace." Woke and lay in darkness in those hours before the dawn, anguish to discover that the song of peace was gone. The birds outside my window started singing in the trees, and I smiled to hear again the simple song of peace. There's a simple song of peace in each and everything. Rocks and birds, and trees and waters. If we're listening, we're all radios tuned into quantum frequencies. The universe is singing us a simple song of peace. Happy holidays, everybody. I'll see you soon.